Hello, so this is a bit different. I'm not actually riding, well I am riding, but I'm not riding while I'm talking. I put a Q&A out on my Instagram and here's me answering the questions. I couldn't answer all of them, there was too many, but I've just picked a few. So one of them was like, how did I start cycling, when did I start cycling? So I started cycling in lockdown when I was struggling with my mental health. Started with my dad, he just used to take me out. My first ever ride was 45 miles over the Weaver Hill, so he really broke me in lightly. And then me and my dad did North Coast 500 in September 21. Minimal training, I'm talking one ride a month. Got a knee injury, didn't have cleats, didn't have lycra. Learnt from that mistake. But when I got back from there, so September 21 is when I started cycling on a weekly basis. And the love just grew from there. Why did I fall in love with it? I don't know, I don't know, it just makes me smile. Like, I think I did a 5 reasons why I cycle video, so you'll be able to see it on there, but I fell in love with it just because I just love being outside. The feeling it gives, it just makes me happy, basically. It makes me feel alive. So yeah, I've got my dad to thank for getting me into cycling, really. He's not a lycra cleat sort of cyclist. He doesn't own cleats, doesn't wear lycra, refuses to. He rides a Genesis Tour de Fur. Obviously he's got his Doors Galaxy as well, which I've currently got, but yeah. He still had the thought. Who's waving at me? Who the bloody hell was that? Someone just beeped and waved, I don't know who blooming hell it is. Favourite ride so far and why? It's got to be North Coast 500, the second time round, then I did it with Kyle. So I did it last September with Kyle. Much better experience because I had cleats and lycra and I didn't get any injury, but honestly it's so beautiful. It's very hilly, Ballot in a Bar, absolute epic climb. If you've not done it, put it on your list, it's really good. And you can go to the apple crossing at the bottom, which is very nice. I had a nice hot chocolate. But yeah, that's my favourite ride so far. Hardest ride so far, Everesting. So I Everested last October, which is basically where you go up and down the same hill until you reach the height of Everest. That was hard, let me tell you. And someone asked, what are my goals for this year? Well, this year I've just found out last weekend that I've got a pre-registration place on Paris-Brest Paris, which is a 1,200 kilometre Audax, surprisingly, that goes from Paris to Brest and back to Paris again. But to get my place confirmed, I've got to do a 200, 300, 400 and 600 kilometre Audax, and then I'll be going there in August. But I've done my 200 on the Doors Galaxy, so I've got the 300, 400 and 600 left to go. Hopefully I'll be going there. And the other goal I have is All Points North, which I've entered as a rookie. Very scared about that. That's at the end of May, which is, I think it's about, I don't even know, 11, 12, 10 weeks away. So I better get training for that. One question was, will I miss the Doors? Well, I won't be missing the Doors because my dad said I can keep the little baby as long as I let him use it when he wants to use it, but he won't want to use it because I've got another bike. So this little baby is now the commuter. Does need a few things doing. Apparently it needs new cogs, new chain, new rear hub, whatever that means. So she's going to the bike shop, but she's here to stay. Another question I got asked is, what do I do for work? Well, I actually am training in finance at the minute, so good job I've got my coppers with me. And I work 8 till 4, so yeah, fitting my cycling is pretty difficult. Fitting my cycling in, I mean I think I've got a cycling brain at the minute. So I tend to do long rides at the weekend. I cycle to work every day, that's 6 miles each way, or 8 miles if you do the longer route. And I tend to do 2 to 3 rides in the week as well. Looking forward to those brighter nights. I'll be outside, off Zwift and on the lanes. Now let me get on with my porridge. What's my new bike? That is Top Secreto, but it is in the bike shop being built as we speak. And yeah, you might have noticed, I also need some new gloves, I've got a hole in them. And that's the end of the Q&A. Hopefully in my next video, I'll be on my new bike. We're going to break it in with a nice 200 kilometre Audax. Hopefully it's going to be doing PBP and All Points North of me, so should better get used to it.